This podcast is a Radio Mike original production. Head to radiomike.com.au to find out more. 50 years after the final Harry Potter book, Harry Potter is now headmaster of Hogwarts, ready to usher in a brand new generation of witches and wizards. My name's Radio Mike, and I love Harry Potter. In fact, I love Harry Potter so much that when I was a kid, I wrote a series of 7 Harry Potter fan fiction novels. This is book 3 in that series. Welcome to Harry Potter and the Commentors from Kazkaban. Welcome to Harry Potter and the Boys, a fan fiction podcast by me, Radio Mike. Jackie, who has filled in for the last 2 weeks, not here today because she's sick, but our good friend, Mikey D, makes his 3rd or 4th appearance
Maybe
on the show?
8th. I'm losing.
It could be 100.
Our friendship just blurs now.
Yeah. How are you, man? Well, thank you for being here and filling in at the last minute. I appreciate it.
Thank you for being a friend.
Oh, well, no worries.
That's the pod. Thanks for coming.
Who made that song? Thank you for being a friend.
Is that
Cheers?
Is that Cheers'
The
theme?
TV show.
Is that
no,
the theme?
Cheers' theme is the one that's like,
Baby, I hear the blues are calling. No, that's Frasier.
no, what? No,
Why
Cheers,
do we both do the same bad bit at the same time?
Cheers is the one that's like, the one that the Flaming Moe song from The Simpsons is based on. The Flaming Moe's, let's all go to Flaming Moe's when liquor.
Oh, when everybody knows your name. Yeah, okay. I was thinking, Mo, 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 how do you like me?
Why do you
like me?
Mo, Mo, Mo. Nobody likes me. Why don't you
like
like me? Sorry, there was a fly, so I had to swipe it away for video viewers. Sorry, this is chaos. Before we get into HP stuff,
Yeah,
I
sure.
wanted to say everyone should check out the Sharehouse pod, your new project with Joel Harris, which is just such a fun pod. Tell
Thank
the
you,
listeners
friend.
about it.
It's a podcast about airing gripes within a sharehouse environment, and it's just getting to the bottom of different issues that we don't really know about. If you haven't lived in a sharehouse for long, you haven't lived with sus people, you don't really know what you're getting yourself into because there's not that much of a wealth of information, especially when it comes to signing leases and whatnot. This is an exclusive for you that people probably won't know about yet because it hasn't been released. We just had Purple Pingers on the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Who is kind of the voice of the rental market at the moment in Australia.
Yeah.
And he was just such a wealth of knowledge. And we want people that are renting, because there's already so many laws against us and there's already so much odds stacked against us. We want people to have a wealth of knowledge to go to.
Have the power.
And a bit of a laugh as well, because it's also a bit
It's
of
a
fun.
funny podcast. I've done 2 eps plus like an interview ep.
Yeah.
And my gripes were what were my gripes?
You sing at people within the house.
Yes, I sing at people.
Which is a little bit wild.
And then what was the other one, which is kind of links into something we mentioned just quickly on the Patreon, is like how I think a joke always comes back around.
Yeah, and we had an episode of that just recently when we were going to the Thank God You're Here filming, and Mike decided to be funny to keep asking the security guard.
You're not telling it.
I am telling it perfectly.
So at the Thank God You're Here taping, the security people are like, well, everyone, all the stuff, like there is no filming, your phone must be off when you come in because they want to protect the secrecy. And I thought it would be funny to ask every staff member, hey, when we're in there, can we film it?
It was funny for the first 3 times.
Then it stopped being funny.
In threes.
Then it came back.
And then it didn't come back?
No, it did
but Mike kept trying to resurrect it.
It came back.
My brother on the phone goes, was Mike trying to get us kicked out of the filming? The security guard seemed so mad. I was nervous.
The security guard was mad. Because like, I'm being like, hey, so can we film? He's like, no. And I'm like, yeah, but can we just take like pics and stuff of the people? But Sharehouse Pod available everywhere.
Please.
And on YouTube. You can subscribe. There's full
It's
videos.
It's visual on Spotify.
Amazing production.
Thank you so much. Hey, but let's get into Harry Potter. Enough of that.
Let's get into Harry Potter and the Boys. First of all, because when guests come back on, I like to check, Do you remember any of the chapters you've done in the past?
No, it's a fever dream every time I come on. It ends and I think, what just happened?
Because once you came on in a Harry Potter costume.
I did, yeah.
And then I think the last one you came on was at my old place in Richmond that you came and did an episode.
Yes.
You don't remember? Oh,
God, no.
No, I came to your house to do one once.
In Point Cook. Oh, so we really are up to a couple of episodes now.
Yeah, and that one was Dingut's School of Hocus Pokery, I remember.
Your memory is phenomenal. I have dementia running in my family. I'm pretty sure it's early onset as well. So I don't remember half the things we talk about.
But now I just want to check if those are your only 2 episodes.
Mike and I speak so consistently, and it's always in the world of pop culture.
Yeah,
and everything
true.
blurs into one another, whether it's on mic or not. We don't really change too much when we actually get onto a microphone.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's hard to know what's what.
So this is actually your 4th episode.
Wow.
You did on the 28th of April 2021, you did chapter 21, the Shaft of Light.
Something in that.
5th of May 2022, you did book 2, chapter 13, Dingut's School of Hocus Pokery.
Yeah.
And then 21st of February this year, which I fucking couldn't.
No clue.
The Dead-Eyed Peas.
Got
chapter
you.
39 of book
That
2.
rings some bells. That was a
Okay.
really weird episode. That was one of the ones that was going to a crescendo. Real quick, have you seen Sex Education?
No.
There's a character within that show that's obsessed with doing very sexual fan fiction erotica.
Right.
As a kid in high school.
Yeah.
And very reminiscent of young Radio
Really?
Mike. Well, yeah, someone just obsessed with talking about cocks and vaginos. And this,
Did you say vagino?
I did say vaginos. It's an Italian vagina.
That sounds like a pizza shop. Hey, it's Vaginos. Come in and make you pepperoni.
Try the margarita. It's the best in the country.
I think that's because there's a pizza shop called Pacino's in... Anyway. Doesn't matter.
Anyway, yeah, dox yourself. Please do it.
Vaginos. You told me before you came here today that you have a hot take about Harry Potter.
I do.
And I love it when guests bring hot takes.
It's good for content.
Yeah.
I'm aware.
It's bad when guests don't bring hot takes. 'cause,
I understand how the game is played now. This isn't my first rodeo, Michael.
People really have said in the you've made a big impression when you've been on the show. Like people always say Mikey just brings an energy that like transcends like
That guy really has no talent but a lot of confidence.
energy. So what is and you also said, and I don't know if you wanted to say, but you said that you think the audience is going to be pissed off about this.
Yeah, I've come in with something that I know, because I know how the reels work. If there's something that's divisive that goes out, and this won't go on the reel, but if something divisive goes out to the public, it is bound to get more traction. Yeah. And I just want Harry Potter and the boys to go to the bloody moon, Mike. I just want to take us to
As
the moon.
in the actual fanfic or the podcast?
They're both.
Because it's not out of the realm of possibility that
Release
in this
it.
chapter they go to the moon. Like, knowing what's come before, it is
Fast
possible.
and the Furious 10 energies.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, well, I just finished reading the Harry Potter series. The last update I gave you was that I was reading Harry Potter. I do
remember.
Yeah.
You were on Deathly Hallows.
I've just finished reading the entire Harry Potter series for the first time, and I can categorically say the movies are better than the books.
Oh, shit.
I'm happy to say that.
That is a massive goal. That is a disgustingly...
It's so... right, the movies would be so campy if they went just how the books were. A singing sorting hat that goes for way too long. Peeves is so annoying if they were to keep that in. Even the structure of the Deathly Hallows and how the final battle of Hogwarts went down, it is so much more interesting when you read the books and then go watch the movie. The movie is so much juicier.
I agree with that. Sorry, everyone. I agree, because in the books, it's just like Harry and Voldemort, they're in the Great Hall, aren't they? Or they're in the foyer or something.
It's in the foyer and you don't get the, how dare you stand where he stood?
No, okay, so I remember seeing that movie and being like, this does not happen in the books. But
yes,
you're right. In the books, Snape finds him in the Ravenclaw common room, doesn't he?
Yeah, because there's still those two Death Eaters that are there, and he petrifies one, but then the other one finds him, and they're looking for the lost item, and it's just all a bit of a fuckery. Sorry, can we swear?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Have you heard the book? I'm pretty sure in one you had to drop a C-bomb because it was in the fanfic. And I think that's the only C-bomb in the entire fanfic.
It was so drawn out, and Harry Potter, like J.K. Rowling does that so often where you've got such a juicy part of the story, like spoiler alert, click off now if you haven't, but Dumbledore dies, and then we go straight, and we said this before, I'll say it again, and then we cut straight to, let's go do our owls now. No one cares about the education, Rowling.
The principal just died.
Now you can actually make this a proper interesting series, but she just keep circling back to the bullshittery to keep it child friendly. And the movies just went in and made it so dark, and it stands the test of time for whatever age you're watching it at.
Any other example? So, and you're saying you're saying every movie is better than its book counterpart. Is that sort of your argument? Like, because you focused a lot on Deathly Hallows.
I will stand on this hill. I will die on this hill. Yes, I think the movies did such a fantastic job. And I think, and this is another harsh take, I don't think J.K. Rowling is that good of an author.
Wow.
I think she had a great concept, and she had some fantastic moments, like a lot of fantastic moments within this. But I think it's a kid's book. So I guess we're adults right now talking about a kid's book. So I can't judge it too harshly, right? But ultimately, the movies took this kid's book and realized that realistically JK was trying to write a bit more of an adult thing, but had to pepper it with children's takes. It's like watching an old kids movie, right? Like we watched Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs 2 the other night.
Yeah.
It's a really engaging plot, and then they'll put a fart joke in because they know kids are watching. Yeah. That's what JK had to do to make this a kids series.
All those classic scenes, like, Voldemort used a Vada Kedavra.
Hagrid shits himself.
Ron farted. Ron did a fart. That actually is like my fanfic.
You've gone the other way. You've made it for kids.
But adults, no, I haven't made it for kids.
Well,
because there's references like, Harry cummed in a sock and shit like that.
Yeah, but you know what? Kids need to start learning about what it's like to be a teenager. You do some weird shit as a teenager.
That's
I came in many a sock as a teen. I'm happy to put that out to the world.
Yeah, well, same. Now I guess like I didn't realize you haven't done a chapter from this book, so I guess I have to fill you in on what's the main stuff that's going on.
No, I listen every week.
Do you?
No.
I didn't think you did, you dumb dog. Sorry. I listened to your podcast.
It's
fucking dickhead.
You have 30 projects. It's hard to keep up.
So basically in book 3, I don't even know where to start. So I think the main plot, and it's sort of mirroring Prisoner of Azkaban. So basically, Mr. Charger, who's the evil teacher, he has broken out of Azkaban prison this guy called Vladek Slavomanovic, who murdered a kid from school called Jordan Borden, and his own wife, and then went to Azkaban prison.
Okay, I was going to say Jordan Borden's wife because it's a kid. No, his own wife. Gotcha.
Vladek Slavomanovic's wife.
On board now, my bad.
There is also also at Hogwarts, there is a new teacher called Monsieur Charger, who is a Frenchman that looks identical to Mr. Charger. And it's made like painfully obvious that it is him in disguise, right? And then there's also the HR teacher, the HR representative of the school, who is now also the Defense Against the Dark Arts / farts teacher. This is going in one ear and out the other. I can already see. His name is Cheeseman Damo. I'm sorry. And there seems to be a bit of ambiguity around Cheeseman Damo. He's always there when things are going a bit awry. So a lot of people are speculating that he's sort of like a villain.
Okay.
The other main thing to mention is there's now Professor Flitwick Jr., who is Professor Flitwick's bastard child, which people think that Hermione might be the mother.
I always thought Flitwick fucked.
Flitwick fucks hard, yeah. He's just charming.
Very good.
Didn't
Very-
unintentional.
that's you. Very
Unintentional.
good.
And then Harry has a sock puppet version of himself called Socky Potter, who he's using to like help get the kids into school and be like, hey guys, it's Socky Potter, let's do our charms homework and stuff like that. That's basically what's happening.
Huge plot development.
So I guess we'll get the laptop open.
I might get a juice. Can I get a juice?
Maybe, yeah, get a juice.
I'm going to get my juice.
Go and get your juice. All right, Mikey has... Oh, the laptop's out of battery, so this is a good time for a break. Let's have a break. All right, we're back from our short break of Australia's most disorganised podcast where the laptop isn't charged and Mikey D forgot that he had a juice in the fridge and then the juice was like no good. Tell the story of the juice. The listeners are dying to know.
I don't think they are.
But still tell it. I think it's fun.
I just think the watermelon went off. It started fermenting. We had a conversation outside that took a little bit longer than that the juice was thought would happen. That's a sentence. I guess we'll just let it go out.
Oh, and Patreons will know who that conversation was with because we talked about it in the Patreon pre-ramble.
God, if you're freeloading on this podcast, I swear to God, I'm going to come to your house. I'm going to beat the shit.
Okay. Do you think we should move on from the juice?
Mike's Patreons just drop. No, I love you. I love you. And free content's good content. You think I'm a patron to anybody? No, sir.
Now, at the end of the last chapter, if we recall correctly, Monsieur Chargeur returned Socky to Harry because Harry had lost Socky. Monsieur Chargeur had found Socky. We pick up at chapter 22, Mikey, and on this podcast, we have this way of starting each chapter, and the way we usually do that is by reading the title of the chapter. So if you were interested in doing that, kick it off for us.
I would like to do that. Can I just say one thing before we do?
Is it about your juice?
No, I'm past juice and
The
shaming the
juice-
freeloaders.
guys, we will not mention juice again on this show. If there is a juice mention, everyone on Patreon gets their money back.
Wow. So anyway, I was drinking guava juice.
It has to be me.
Okay. I was just wondering if you'd ever considered turning this into a real hardcover that people could buy.
People have asked this before. I think you asked me this last time you were on.
Interesting.
Did you?
Yes.
Oh, is that why you're bringing it up?
No, not by memory, but now it's come back. Yeah, sure.
One project that I think I do want to do is turning each chapter into an audiobook version.
Cool.
With no because obviously we read it on the show and there's commentary around it and we
Yes.
laugh, but I think it'd also be funny to listen to it as an audiobook
So good.
where there's no laughing. Like every stupid thing that's said is just taken at face value with no comedy around it. And then you listen and part of the fun is the absurdity of the narrator saying, anyway.
But get like a baritone voice. I don't know if I can scroll up here.
Get a
and see.
Stephen Fry.
Yeah, if you were to get like bit with Socky, but not too much, just to keep him wanting more.
That's the end of the last chapter.
Yeah, just to give you a little teaser of what it could be. I just think it'd
Well,
be
do
so
you want to
fun.
do it? If
I'd
we
be
get
happy,
100
Mike.
Patreons and we can actually pay Mikey to do every chapter.
I would put this voice on for the entirety of the podcast.
Harry walked down to Hermione and slapped her on the ass. Like,
I do the voices as well.
yeah. All right, let's start by reading the title of the chapter. Mikey D, thank you again, mate. What is this chapter called?
Chapter 22, Memoirs of a Damo.
Which is it a pun on Memoirs of a Geisha? Is that what?
Are you crediting younger you with that high level intellect? Because if so, sure.
I don't think I would have known what a memoir was except for the name Memoirs of a Geisha.
Young Radio Mike was just a damn genius. I can just see you there just huffing on a little pipe with your glasses and your turtleneck.
Yes, Memoirs of a Damo.
That'll work well with the cum reference I'm about to put in the first paragraph.
And I did, now, Memoirs of a Damo, what do you think that's about?
I've no clue. You did the
Remember
recap.
Cheeseman Damo?
Yeah, but barely, you know? Again, you nailed it with the in one ear, out the other. You're so right.
Yeah.
I'm still hung up on the juice thing
Okay.
and trying to get you at some point to say juice to get your patrons' money back.
Yeah. Well, let's start the fanfic and see if we can get me to do it.
Quick rules.
Yeah.
voices? Are we doing them?
Do any. I always do the voice of Dimmy, who looks like is in this chapter.
Yep, I'm seeing Dimmy.
But you do any other voice.
How do you know if, because you don't say Dimmy said blah, it always comes after the fact.
Yeah,
Do you just read ahead?
It does make it hard. You got to read ahead a bit.
Okay, so
you got to plan ahead.
I'll let you do that, reading ahead, and you give me a tap on the thigh. That's the system. I'll carry the rest of the heavy lifting.
Sam usually just does it himself and goes, "Hey, this is a Dimmy line," but I will do.
I'm not Sam.
I will do the tap method.
Hey, did you want any juice, by the way?
No.
Okay, fantastic.
Okay. Now we're 30 minutes in. We haven't yet started the fanfic, which is actually not unusual for this show. So don't worry. The listeners are used to this.
Just sound off in the comment section if I'm your favorite host, please. It'd be good for my ego.
Leave a review. A recent non-HPATB arc on the show was someone left a review that said, "Love this show, hate Sammy though."
No.
I was like, well, Sammy is like half the show.
That's so hard. Co-hosts always get the brunt of it.
Yeah.
It's tough. My friend Caleb listens to your podcast, even so much so. Last night he rocked up to the DJ, said he was DJing after me.
Yeah.
Guess what podcast was on his phone? He was just showing me something.
HPATB?
Yeah, he was just coming.
Did he come to the live show?
Yeah, he did. He's such a fan after the live show that he started listening to he's caught up fully.
Shout out to Caleb.
Yeah, shout out to Caleb. He'll hear this. That's very exciting.
Yeah, well, we're recording this like a month in advance, so in a month he'll hear it.
Hey, Caleb, if you're listening, you better give me my money back. I swear to God, I'll break your knees.
What if he died in the last month? This is going to be so awkward.
Knock on some wood, you dog. Jeez. You just knocked on a plastic chair. Oh, you'd low battery.
The battery's going to die again.
All right. You know the charger can stretch. You've got power.
Hey, let's just... I'm the boss of this show.
You're putting constraints on... Did you want any juice?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
What did you not want, sorry?
Any kind of like fruit-based beverage.
Sure, okay.
Yeah.
Let's bring in the chapter. It's taking way too long. Now, just before the previous chapter, where Monsieur Charger met Harry outside with the boys.
Monsieur Charger. You said Charger.
I'm reading this part.
This is your interpretation.
Okay.
Stick to Dimmy.
Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Monsieur Charger met Harry outside with the boys. You remember that earlier that afternoon, Derek and Dimmy had been dismissed from Hagrid's class to go rummaging around teachers' offices. I guess this chapter takes place sort of directly after that. So it's sort of simultaneous with the last chapter. I don't know. Whatever you want to make of it, I don't know.
Yeah, that's the narrator.
Yeah,
that's not Mikey explaining it. That's in the book.
To be fair, it is very, very much lining up with how I'm feeling. So
I don't know. Look, I don't know. Mike asks me to do his Harry Potter podcast. I go, I do it. I don't remember anything.
I collect checks. That's all I'm here
I go, I placate him, then I leave.
I offer my juice.
And I don't talk to him for a few days.
What voice is Derek, you reckon?
Derek's a bit of an idiot.
Okay. So why are we going through Professor Flitwick's Jr.'s office? Derek asked Dimmy as he rummaged through PJ Jr.'s stuff.
No, wait, PJ Jr.?
Yeah, you're at PJ.
Isn't it Professor Flitwick PF Jr.? Like, is PJ Jr. Professor Flitwick Jr.?
If it's on the page, it's on the stage, baby. That's all I'm saying. PJ Jr. stuff, only really finding a few things he could use for blackmail, such as a framed picture of Hermione, a handwritten letter that said, "Dear Mum, please accept me."
I love that there's just this weird subplot about Professor Flitwick Jr. being Hermione's illegitimate son.
It makes it more real. It's relatable.
It's like Neighbours.
We're all illegitimate. I can't even say the word.
We're all
That's
someone's
so embarrassing.
illegitimate son.
Thank you for saying the word
Not me.
correctly.
My parents had me in wedlock, so...
Well, you'd like to think
I'm
so.
legitimate.
You know nothing. You don't.
I don't, no, really.
9 months before you were out, you don't know what crazy things went on. They could have been
true.
drinking all sorts of juice, potentially.
That's possible.
It's the worst recurring joke on this show.
This is like me at Thank God.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get you back after that hour.
Okay.
Finding a few things he could use for blackmail, such as a framed picture of Hermione, a handwritten letter that said, "Dear Mum, please accept me," and also a map of an unfamiliar area that featured a large, bizarrely shaped mountain with the word Cosmos handwritten with an arrow pointing at the mountain.
I have no idea what that means.
Me either. Again, I'm in fugue state. I'm in fugue state again. None of this makes sense.
State?
I'm just
like
flowing.
flow state. Like,
Yeah, I
You're
am a
just like,
flowing baby.
yeah.
I just want to make sure these words sound articulate.
I always feel like when we pod together, we're in a bit of a flow state.
Amen.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been here for 8 hours already. And a framed picture of Professor Flitwick's original naked.
No,
What?
Professor Flitwick original. I guess that's what they call.
Oh, that's okay.
Professor Flitwick.
Yeah, the writing. I'm going to do that one again. The writing stumped me. And a framed picture of Professor Flitwick original naked, who had a surprisingly large penis for his stature. And you'll find, everyone at home, that is the case with penises. They don't always match stature. So sometimes it's best just to ask outright, what is you packing?
But I think the joke is that Professor Flitwick is a small man, but he has
We're all small men. Deep down inside.
We're all illegitimate men, sons, and we're all small men.
I don't know if you're picking up what I'm picking up from this chapter, but I think that I'm
the
starting to get
message.
the central themes. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, catch up, keep up.
I've just done the tap method to Mikey
If
because
you're
I read ahead.
If you're on Patreon, you'll be able to see that. So
Okay, here we
spend
go.
your money.
There's nothing here.
Dimmy began.
Come on, let's go to Professor Damo's office.
They made their way to Cheeseman Damo's.
Dimmy is supposed to be like a Cartman kind of character.
Yeah.
Have you interacted with Dimmy in any of your chapters
I
previously?
think so. I think I've heard this voice before.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Or maybe you've heard it on South Park from Cartman.
Yeah, no, I listen to this podcast weekly.
Oh, okay. Well, cool, man. That's awesome.
Already said that. They made their way to Cheeseman Damo's office, which was neat, tidy, and had a pleasant aroma of strawberry shortcake. Dimmy remarked that his farts smell like strawberry shortcake.
Hey, hang on. This is
Yeah, edit that in. Edit it
I'm
over.
just improvising.
Yeah.
Hang on a second. That smells like... This room smells like my farts. Strawberry shortcake. It would be a great superpower to be the only person in the world who just has really nice smelling farts.
Really good farts.
Like, you don't even need like perfume or cologne or deodorant. You just do a fart
And then just kind of walk
shrouds
through
you.
it and
Yeah.
shimmy. That's the dream, huh? Yeah, that's the dream.
That's the best superpower you could hope for.
In this economy, that's the dream. I wouldn't want to own a home.
Don't have to worry about my farts anymore.
Strawberry shortcake scented farts. He didn't have much decoration or adornment. How old were you when this one came out? Adornment.
13, 14.
This is maybe 1920. He didn't have much decoration or adornment in his office like other teachers. Only a few books on his desk, such as Worst Wizarding Crimes of the Modern Age, Betraying Friends and How to Handle It, and Spirit Jumping for Beginners.
So those are all very ominous books that Mr. Damo would have on his desk.
I would assume quite telling as well for later chapters.
Well, I think they call that foreshadowing in the literature
Yeah,
world.
sorry, I forget you wrote this. Hey,
Foreshadowing isn't always as blatant as that.
could be a red herring though.
Yeah, it could be. It could
Hey.
be. Oh, you're doing the tap method now.
I just love it.
Okay, so he's seen. Oh, the other thing is spirit jumping is something that's come up a lot. It's like
Okay.
this. Yeah. Anyway, but we haven't got any explanation of what it is.
You don't explain to me. The
the
audience,
audience
knows.
knows. He doesn't know.
I
Who
don't
cares?
know. I'm just a vessel to tell you the tale.
Okay.
Please continue.
Okay. God damn it! This guy's going to be the most boring teacher in the world. What do you think, Derek?
Asked Dimmy. Derek noticed a small black book that was open on the desk with scrawled handwriting in it. This looks like a Hogwarts school diary, but from a long time ago. Maybe it's Professor Damo's diary from when he was at school.
This is a Dimmy line? Oh, I don't have to say that because we've got the tap method. Here we go. Picking it up. Oh my God. The writer of this book is so unoriginal. There is always a chapter in every book so far where some of the characters found like a secret write-in from one of the suspicious characters in the book, and it gives them like a whole bunch of exposition no one would have figured out otherwise. Okay, let me see.
Dimmy began as he put his pair of glasses on.
And this is true.
Love that you are so aware, but also are so just, okay, this is going to work. They're not going to notice my poor writing if I lean in so hard. And I love that.
But it is funny. Like, 13-year-old me is like, what's the best way for the characters in the book to find out information? Oh, just from they come across a book
Yeah.
with writing in it. Like in the first book, they found an email that Mr. Charger had sent.
Yeah.
In the second book, they found like a diary of Mr. Charger's. Now they found Cheeseman Damo's diary.
I actually love that. And I think people at home can have a takeaway message of if you're at work and you do a half-assed job on something, just put in the email in the description as you attach it. Lol, ran out a bit of time on this one, but hey, don't we all make mistakes? Classic me. And your boss is going to eat that up.
Yeah.
Huge. Where were we? We were there.
Yep, Dimmy began as he put a pair of glasses on.
I didn't know you wore glasses, said Derek.
There's a lot of stuff you don't know about me, Derek. Like how I killed someone. Oh, shit. I should not have said that.
Said Dimmy as he began reading. Oh, do you get to read all the memoirs of a Damo?
No, I think we're reading this in Damo's voice.
What's Damo's voice? Give me something. Artistic directions, line.
I don't know. You choose.
That's the worst direction you could give an
Well,
actor.
I believe in your
You
creativity.
think on the set of How to Train Your Dragon, Jay Baruchel, they just said, "Hey Jay, just be yourself." I think they actually did. Yeah.
What, you think on the set of Click, they told Adam Sandler, just be yourself, man?
Yeah. Wear them 3/4 shorts.
Just what would a guy called Cheeseman Damo sound like?
Probably would sound something like Mikey D from the Sharehouse podcast is what I'm feeling engaging. I'm going to go for my faux Morgan Freeman cross with David Attenborough.
Okay, I like that.
Just my attempt at baritone. Memoirs of a Damo, 569.
Okay.
Vladek acting strange lately. I miss being at school and goofing around with Professor Potter and Winston. Feels like I'm losing another friend after Winston and I drifted apart because of his obsession with the dark farts. I can't lose Vladek too.
Interesting. So, like, we're getting, like, flashbacks into Cheeseman Damo's life.
Actually strong writing.
Thanks,
I'm
man.
compelled.
What the hell?
Yeah, it's all right. Hey, what the heck?
Sorry. Whoa. Oh, and,
Yeah.
I'll just, that's the tap method. Good. Tap method. And, like, I've just read the line that Dimmy's about to say, and I think you'll get the I think the joke is that what we've just heard is intriguing.
Yes.
And then Dimmy reads it and goes, okay, nothing interesting there. Let's flick back.
Dimmy said.
Okay, nothing interesting about that. Maybe just an explanation of what the fuck's going on in the book.
Latter half of this chapter, you're really starting to get into your groove, and I'm feeling like I'm in the pocket here. Memoirs of a Damo, 18. Winston and I...
So we've gone back from 569
To 18.
to number 18. So I guess this is earlier.
Yeah, this is great. Back and forth, baby. I
Yeah.
like that. Winston and I do everything together.
Winston is Mr. Charger, by the way.
Okay.
So I guess we're learning that
Or if you're keeping up, sorry, Monsieur Charger. If you're keeping up.
Cheeseman Damo and Monsieur Charger clearly were friends.
Huge. Winston and I do everything together. He's my best friend at Hogwarts for sure, but now we have more friends. A Hufflepuff boy called Kim Jiri, a Ravenclaw called Vladek, and another Gryffindor called Jordan. Of course, Winston is still friends with that Boris Mailman guy from Slytherin, but I think he's a bad influence. Oh well.
Okay, and those are all... So Kim Jiri was the villain in the last book.
Was, I
Clownish
remember
Kim. Oh yeah, you did a great voice for him.
Can't remember what it was. Thank you.
It was better than this one.
Well, yeah, okay. Well, yeah, okay. It was a late last minute call up. I didn't get to do notes, Michael. Jeez.
And then I guess, okay, cool. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
That's too hard, I'm sorry.
Okay, Dimmy. Oh my God, this is such a snooze fest. Where's the juicy stuff? Where's the juicy stuff, like getting a stiffy?
Jimmy said.
Now, in an ironic twist of fate, somehow the word juice does appear in this chapter.
Hey, patrons, great news. All the dollars you've invested in Radio Mike, they're coming back to your pocket. So you can all just DM your...
Just apply for a refund.
Yeah, your PayPal details will be fine. I like how in my primary school, I don't know if it was the same with yours, but we had a chart up on the wall that said words other than said.
Yes.
So you could be really descriptive.
Responded.
I'm getting a lot of said.
Yeah, it's a lot of said.
I don't mean to critique 19-year-old you, which is my fanfic of what I think is reality here. But I just think that you're better than that. Okay, we move on to Derek's about to respond.
Okay.
Really? This all sounds like a pretty crucial backstory that might be relevant to the plot. Derek responded. I've changed his voice 3 times. Memoirs of a Damo, 251.
251, okay.
First few weeks of the 3rd year, Kim started to get weird. Obsessed with cutting off dicks. Winston is amused, but I don't think it's funny. Transfiguration with Hermione today, learning about spirit jumps, but Hermione said no 3rd year could do it. So why the heck are we learning it? I couldn't even get close. Winston was actually pretty good. So was Vladik. But they've always been much smarter wizards than me.
This is eerie, isn't it?
It's really compelling writing.
Thanks again. Oh,
Dimmy flicked another few pages.
Come on. Surely there's some dirty stuff in here. Didn't this guy ever get laid? I had already had head off like 12 chicks by the time I was in 3rd year. The funny part about that is he's in 2nd year. So he's either making a prediction or just lying. I had head off 12 chicks by the time I was in 3rd year.
This seems like the writing of early in 9.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, this is what
That
I'm
kind of
getting.
vibe, yeah.
Is this dated?
I think no, I don't know if it's dated. The first one had dates on the front, but I don't know. It was between like year 7 and year 9, I think.
And you can't check last opened or anything, because I'd just be so
because
intrigued.
because I open it every week to do this
You
podcast.
bastard, of course. Or maybe they created.
We'll sus.
We'll think.
sus.
Maybe that'll be the later stages of this pod.
But this hasn't. Yeah.
Memoirs of a Damo, 522. Moving back forward.
Yeah.
Last day at Hogwarts, and we finish so differently to how it started. Kim Jiri on the run after chopping off Nedward Poppington's dick?
And that was a plot in the previous book.
How did he get to that? He was my friend. Boris and Winston well and truly into the dark farts. Boris, I understand, but Winston, I loved him. My best friend, Vladik, Jordan and I speaking to Professor Potter today, going to explain that we're worried about what's to come.
Interesting.
Whispers that a group of wizards want to bring Voldemort back to power, and Winston has been tinkering around the castle lately, talking about a shaft of light or something. Bringing him back, how Quirrell did it. But who is Quirrell? Would I ever go to the dark side? No, I couldn't. But if it means being with Winston again. Keep reading, said Derek.
So much juice in that. So Winston has been tinkering around the castle lately, talking about a shaft of light.
Yeah.
That was the first book. There was a shaft of light. You
Shaft
did
of light.
And then he's saying, Winston was saying, bringing him back how Quirrell did it. In the first book, Winston, Mr. Charger has Voldemort on the back of his bum, like Quirrell had it on the back of his head.
Gotcha. Much better place to keep a human as well. You don't have to wear a turban 24/7.
You just have to wear pants.
Like white guys in turbans aren't very common. So
Something's sticking out. Yeah.
Poor. Very poor on JK's part. Smart on Mike's part.
Yeah,
Mike
yeah.
Liberal is a kid genius.
Thanks, man.
And I'll stick by that.
Don't tell me what to do, Derek.
Said Dimmy.
You reckon I should keep reading?
Yes, said Derek.
Don't tell me what to do. I'm going to keep reading.
I'm so glad that this whole Memoirs of a Damo wasn't in that voice the entire time. Yeah. I think we made a good choice here. This could be worse. Audience, give us feedback.
No, I like what you're doing with the Memoirs of a Damo.
Memoirs of a Damo 599.
Okay.
Jordan also was worried about Vladik. We know how deeply Winston and Boris turned to the dark farts. Kim too, but no one has seen him in years. But now Vladik seems to be on their side. Apparently they're scheming a big plan with a powerful wizard that went evil. You know what I mean? Or do you?
I think it's like, you know who I mean. Like, I think they're talking. Are they talking Voldemort?
Sometimes I wonder if young kid Mike's putting question marks or not and forgetting them, so I try and add them.
Yeah.
That's on me. I'll
Don't be
retake.
silly.
You don't be silly.
Okay.
You want some juice? You know who I mean. Or do you? Side note, everyone talking about a new choir taking the world by storm in a band called the Black Eyed Peas? Note to self, check them out.
And that choir that he's talking about, that's interesting as well, because he's saying no one's seen Kim in years. The choir, I think, is the Jim Wilkins choir. Which
Yes. You're
with it.
really
You get
starting
it.
to ravel things.
Weave it all.
Yeah, it was unraveled. Now you're raveling. Is that re-ravel? Is that the word? Oh, we're moving straight. Okay, so now it's time to read him a little bit chronologically.
599. Now we're up to
600.
Memoirs of a Damo 600.
Things getting dire. But heard from Vladik, he wants to meet us tonight. Jordan, Talia, and I are all meeting him in Godric's Hollow.
Talia. We don't know.
Don't know Talia.
We don't
I didn't know Talia. Barely know her. So it's good to have her here. Talia hasn't seen him in weeks. She's got a babysitter looking after the kids, a friend of the family, Blade.
Oh, that's weird.
P.S.
Sorry. Okay. Yeah, you read the PS.
My Humps by Black Eyed Peas is so sexy. And it is. It really is.
It is.
That's
especially
stiffy
as
material.
a kid. Yeah, it's stiffy material. You
sure.
could get a stiffy listening
But
to
you
that.
heard Shut Up by Black Eyed Peas? Now that's stiffy
Just
material.
Shut up.
That's so hot. Start to talking, baby. I
think-
start walking,
Do you
baby.
think the Black Eyed Peas songs got less stiffy inducing as they went on? Like Boom Boom Pow and I Got a Feeling, not stiffy inducing. Like they're more like I Got a Feeling's a great song. It's fun, but it's not. You don't get a stiffy from it.
Watching the the chronology, is that the word?
Yeah.
Of the Black Eyed Peas and how they're always pretty sample based of other songs. Muscanada is a pretty original Latin tune that they
Right.
adapted, and
Is that for? Which one's that for?
What do you mean? You know the song Muscanada?
Oh, I don't know that-
Muscanada.
No.
We're going to banger. If you've seen Garfield, you'd have heard the song.
I know that Pump It is the
yeah.
What is it? It's Pulp Fiction, right?
Yeah. So it's all they're very sample based.
Yeah.
And I think now in recent years, especially when Fergie left, they've gone so sample based that it's very disappointing to listen in on. And this is canon within the series, so it's fine. We can talk about it.
Yeah. Because remember when they did Time of Your Life?
Yeah.
And it was just them doing Time of Your Life.
Yeah,
And
they
then
did
going
Dirty
Dirty Bit.
Weird. Their sound definitely got a lot more. How can we get mega streams? And I think a lot of artists do that. They make bulk cash at the start of their career.
Gotcha.
And then they go, if we do this and then some, we can set up 8 generations of our children. And so then they start doing, now a lot of artists are doing sped up versions they're officially releasing of their songs. What? Yeah, that's a real thing happening. It's really disappointed. Slow and reverbed on big artist profiles, and you think, what?
Yeah, okay.
But people are just realizing the money that's out there, and the record labels are probably pulling all those strings.
Yeah.
Black Eyed Peas, I saw them live once at R&B Fridays.
Really?
I was working there. I would
Yeah,
never
yeah,
pay
yeah.
a ticket. But that sounds so wanky.
And that was post Fergie, obviously. That was recent.
That was post Fergie.
Yeah.
And they did the hits, but there's some of the new stuff is just, it's lame. It's not cool. It's
Yeah.
not sexy. That's
It's
for
not.
sure.
So you don't get a stiffy.
So a lot
so
of juice there.
Blade.
Mhm.
Talia hasn't seen Vladek in week. She's got a babysitter looking after the kids, a friend of the family, Blade. Blade is Lockie's dad, one of the boys that we met earlier in this book.
Okay.
So he was all caught up in this as well.
Harkening back and forth. The next page was scattered in what were clearly tears, recent tears, still wet. Memoirs of a Damo, 601.
Wow.
Last night, Jordan dead, Talia dead. Vladik killed them both. How? Why? Never seen him like that. He paused when the wand was aimed at me. Looked deep in my eyes. Was he letting me go? I ran for my life. But the others? Gone. And what about the kids?
Wow. What?
Should I move to the next?
I don't know.
I'm just
much
keeping.
to say.
Yeah, I'm just No, at this stage, it's just memoir after memoir. It was broken up with bodies of text before. And I thought
Now it's just
Yeah. No, I get it. Memoirs of Damo 602. Vladik and Kazkaban. Winston Lang Low. I miss him. I miss Jordan. I miss our friendships. Our group. Pause. Young Mike was yearning for something here, and I think it was friendship. Were you going? Did you have any friends that moved away?
No, not really.
No one moved
I didn't
away?
have many friends at school. No, I did. I don't know.
It sounds like you're just yearning for friendship, pining for that affection, and you've taken it out in these characters. And I do feel for young Mike here.
Well, I've got friends now, like you.
Well, yeah, now. But I think
Then,
you
no.
said you had friends. But yeah, I'm thinking you wrote Harry Potter fan fiction till 19. So I can't see you having many friends.
Yeah, I know. Sad.
I'm going to give you one of these. I
Thanks,
didn't think you
man.
got them back in the day.
Thank you.
I love you. I'm going to reread this bit just to really
read Memoirs of a Damo
reinforce.
602 again.
Vladimir Kazkaban, Winston laying low. I miss him. I miss Jordan. I miss our friendships, our group. Before all this evil, before all the dark farts and dark arts, I could never go that way. I couldn't. But I miss Winston more than anything.
Now, is it feeling like more than a friendship to you at all? Winston and...
I hear what you're saying. I think young Mike was definitely dabbling in sexuality for sure. And I think that's okay. Like, it's really nice to see that come out in this. It's a healthy and safe environment you're dabbling.
Well, it's not safe if anyone found it.
Well, back then bullying was rampant, but now it's a very accepting society.
Now no one bullies. No one gets bullied. No one bullies.
I think they bully for different things. Like, oh, he's not emotionally intelligent enough. What an idiot. How about you get in touch with your feelings and
get in touch with your feminine side?
Yeah, peel back a different layer. How about you explore yourself a bit more before you just go out and say things out loud? After the memoir here, suddenly the door to the office swung open and Cheeseman Damo strolled in, appearing as though he'd just been crying, with Monsieur Chargeur holding his arm around him.
Wow.
Yeah. Monsieur Chargeur noticed Derek and Dimmy.
This is you'd want a French accent here.
Excusez-moi.
More tame.
There's an exclamation mark.
Okay.
No, I can try.
Okay.
You're just asking a lot.
No, you do it.
Lot.
That's not how Sam reads Monsieur Chargeur. I think the listeners will be taken aback by what you did.
It's too much?
But I'm okay with you interpreting the character however you want.
Okay. Excusez-moi. What are you boys doing here? He said.
I really liked what
that
you
was
did with
better?
that. Yeah,
it's because what Sam did?
No, different
Guess I'm
to
just
Sam.
walking in already trodden footsteps. Fantastic. Way to let me fly, Mike. Is this still Cheeseman Damo? Okay. Boys, did you read any of that? Cheeseman Damo said, shocked.
Wow.
Taken aback, really.
Yeah.
Taken aback. Oh, let's see if this is a Dimmy line real quick.
It is.
There, let's go.
Yeah, Professor Damo, we read like a couple of pages we read like a couple of pages, but to be honest, it's not a very good book. I wouldn't recommend it. If you want a good book to pick up, can I recommend the Harry Potter series by J.K. Rowling? Now, that was great.
Dimmy replied.
Quick, Derek, let's scram!
Dimmy threw down a smoke bomb, sort of like Batman, and then shot out a bat hook to grapple to the roof of the office, at which he immediately...
bat hook?
Yeah, of course it does. At which he immediately fell down into the smoke, began coughing, and ran out of the room. When the smoke cleared, Derek was just standing there smiling. He forgot to run out.
So Dimmy just goes, let's scram! Has a smoke bomb on him and has a bat. What did it say?
Bat hook, yeah. And then very, very Cartman-esque, it just fails at the attempt. Yeah, does not stick landing.
Come on, Derek.
Yeah. Everyone was just silent for a second, and then Derek made a face like he was doing a diarrhea and ran out of the room screaming.
An amazing read, and that's the end of the chapter.
Wow.
Loved having you back. Wow.
Loved being here.
Do you think you remember that for next time you're on?
It's already gone.
What happened in that chapter?
We read Memoirs. It's pretty much like the most of my knowledge.
Memoirs of a Geisha.
There was so many tidbits within the memoir. If you're at home and you're following along and you actually understand this plot, you're either lying to yourself or to everyone else.
Yeah, which is no one.
You've got an audience. You've got a Caleb out there. I'd just love to know if you could have a sit down. That should be an episode where you get an audience member in, like a raffle, like a Mr. Beast style.
Yeah.
Fly him out and just have a chat and chat about the entirety of the series up until now and see how much they know. You prepare a trivia.
That might be for Amy, who's like the official correspondent of the show.
I met Amy.
Would you do that, Amy? Would you do an episode where we just talk about what's happened and what you understand? Because Amy actually, in the last book, there was a big twist and Amy picked the twist before it happened.
Huge.
And I think only 2 listeners actually picked the twist and sent it to me.
The scary thing about that as well is in order to pick the twist, you have to be in the head of a 19-year-old Mike Liberal.
And you have to care as well.
You have to care. But that's a dark place to be in.
Yeah.
That's a cum-riddled place to be in.
Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you stepping in.
Thank you, my friend.
And do you want to plug your stuff again?
yeah, go listen to the Sharehouse podcast. If you live in a sharehouse environment, I think you'll get a kick out of it. We love hearing your stories. We love debating your stories on the podcast. I think it's a really fun place as well that if you've got a gripe with a housemate, but you don't want to bring it up with them, you can send in an anonymous story and then we'll battle it out for you.
Yeah.
And then you can just link it to your housemate and go, oh, how interesting is this take?
This is exactly what we're going through.
Yeah.
What do you reckon?
From an outside source, since otherwise all the blame's shifted off of you. Go check that out. If you don't have any New Year's Eve plans, I'm DJing a music festival called New Year's Eve on the Hill. 3,000 humans max capacity, and they're already 80% sold out. So get your tickets. It's a very fun event. Tickets are pretty affordable, and it's going to be a bloody good night. Ballpark Music's headlining.
And that's saying, yeah. And
refunds as well will be issued really shortly.
Yeah.
So
at radio.mike on Insta. Is it Mikey Dgram?
That is
Mikey
correct.
Dgram on Insta. At HPATB Pod on Insta and TikTok for clips. And Mikey, all that's left to say is goodbye, Memoirs.
claim your refunds now.
This podcast was a Radio Mike original production. Head to radiomike.com.au to check out all our other content, stay up to date at radio.mike on Instagram, and get in touch, radiomikepod@gmail.com.